First of all, thank you for joining in on time. And we are going to start now with a very good morning from very warm Bangalore. This Women's Day conversation is titled From Savings to Wealth. For many women, savings comes naturally to us. We are careful, responsible, thoughtful about money. But building wealth, well, that requires a different level of awareness and intention. Today's session is really about asking some very important questions. Have we built a structured, goal driven financial plan? Is our investment approach disciplined and aligned to these goals? Are we truly on track towards financial independence? Now, it might look like these are just financial questions, but in reality, these are life questions. And to help us with these questions, originally we were supposed to have two people from Right Horizons, Preeti Shukla and Rachna Rego. But unfortunately, Preeti is unwell, and today, so we'll have Rachna with us. But before I tell you about Rachna, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the organization behind today's conversation. Right Horizons is a SEBI registered wealth management and investment advisory with over 22 years of experience supporting individuals and families in managing their finances and investments. The firm offers services including financial planning, retirement planning, portfolio management services, and family office solutions. With a research driven, disciplined approach, Right Horizons focuses on understanding each client's goal, risk profile, and long term aspirations to create strategies that are aligned with their financial journey. It's a philosophy built in transparency, structured investing, and a long term perspective. Let me introduce our special speaker for today, Rachna Rego. She is the director of Right Horizons. Rachna brings nearly 3 decades of corporate experience. She joined Right Horizons in 2008 and has since led multiple key functions, including research, financial planning, training, compliance, quality processes, and IT implementation. Before that, she spent 14 years with Wipro and Infosys, working across global markets, including the US, Europe, Australia, managing delivery and key client relationships. She is deeply passionate about financial literacy and education, especially in India, and regularly speaks on investments, tax planning, human behavior, and technology across various platforms. Rachna, we are super happy to have you with us today. And I know you're not just going to share facts and figures, you're going to be sharing a lot of stories from all the experience that you have. So,
Thank you,
welcome.
Kavita, and welcome to everybody. And happy Women's Day in advance.
Yes.
Yes, I love to do that, and that's my passion is all about to how to even educate one person. It is this one life is done.
Absolutely, right? And today we are talking mainly about women because I feel once a woman is equipped with this knowledge, she can do wonders and she also passes it on generations
Generations.
down. So, Rachna, if we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, right? You worked with women across different income levels, life stages. When you step back and look at the larger picture, what patterns and behaviors do you see that prevent women from building this real wealth that we're talking about?
See, when I see these things, because I meet, and that's the best part of our job, where you meet a lot of people. So, let us say people who are working women or the homemakers, and even our support system. When I speak with our housemates, I always sees in our mind, they always says, "Okay, I should save for the rainy day." Because
Correct.
that's what we have seen. So if you remembered in olden days, there was an advertisement will come that they want money, and mother will have it in a kitchen one dabba, and then they will put
Yes,
it across. Or I
absolutely.
have seen my mom's putting in envelopes under the mattresses, kind of it, because their point is, let us save the money for the rainy days. They never thought of wealth. For them, the numbers are always is a masculine or something very complicated. And that's one of the patterns I have seen, because we have seen our parents, our mothers, grandmothers like that. We always think that saving is important, but we didn't realize the difference between what is saving and investments.
Hmm.
And that pattern is still continuing, but it's nice, it has been improving. But this is still in the thing. When I speak to somebody, they said, no Rachna, you give me the fixed return, guaranteed returns. That is the pattern of not taking risk is always there.
So next question was: is it parents? Is it numbers? Stereotyping of girls, and math and numbers seems to be one mind block that we women have, and we don't want to put in the effort to understand finances at a deeper level. Do you think now these blocks are being removed? The generations have changed. Women have changed. So these are the typical mind blocks, right? Are they being removed? Do you think?
Yeah, it is improved. I can say it is not removed, because
Okay.
I have seen people, girls who are earning in 7 or 8 digits also, it's the same thing. So this is a very deep down, I think so, it's a mindset. So I'll give you some example which is on a legal side also. I was having a very recently family office person is, they are only having a daughter, and in HUF there is no karta. So we'll surprised to know that Hindu undivided family concept, till 2015 they was not allowed to, women should be in a karta.
Okay.
So 2016, just 10 years back, they allowed, because if somebody is having only daughter, how
What
they
do
can
you?
take care?
Hmm.
So that's, you can think of, this has happened almost 10 years back, when this fundamental is there for ages back. The same thing I have been speaking with so many people, and very good friend of mine and says, Rachna, I wanted to invest. And she started investing, and then say ki, my father-in-law wants to speak with you because he wants to invest. I said, okay, I'll come and meet your father-in-law. She says, no, please, in our house, if my father-in-law is the person who takes care, they don't speak with the woman on the money. So you have to send your husband or some man. And I was telling, oh my God, it's in this time also people talk
Yeah.
like that. And actually they are a North Indian. I'm being a myself North Indian, so I'm very fluent in Hindi.
Hmm.
So my husband is not. And he has to go and speak with the father-in-law to in Hindi to make sure that he understands. So in this time, so many people by culture, they don't allow the woman to be, even they are very educated and eligible, in a boardroom.
Yes,
So
I.
this is one thing which I always try to have a focus on women, because good news is in 2013, I think so only 3% of the people were investing. Now women is 30%. And
Wow.
it's a very, very warming and nice thing that women are doing. And that's the one thing in my passion, that how to make a woman doing a financial independence.
And I hope next year when we talk that
Should
30%
become
has been
50 plus.
50%. So now that 20% is on you. You have to make that happen, Rachna.
Yeah, but along with you all
Oh my.
people, you should be able to do
No,
that. Why not
absolutely.
you?
These are conversation, like you said, right? Recently, we had a conversation, and one of the things that everybody said, we are taught to save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
So one of my friends said, I don't do that. I save for a holiday.
They-
I don't want to save for a rainy day. Who
Correct.
knows when
Those-
the rainy day will come? So holiday, I know for sure
Yeah,
it's happening. So.
correct.
So along these lines, we speak about freedom a lot, especially women. We want to do everything. We speak about freedom of expression, freedom of choice, freedom to live life on our own terms. But what about financial freedom? What does it really mean in today's world? And is it different from financial independence?
See, I actually love the job what I do, because I meet a lot of people and I learn from them. Every person whom I meet, I learn, and that's the one thing I try to see how I can. People don't reinvent the wheel, and I write it every week. My learning from the LinkedIn, and that's one thing I have done. Just I think so last week itself, what freedom means to me,
Yes, I
and
saw that.
that was a thing, because my mom was very particular. My just to give an add on to intro, I come with the army background, and my dad was very disciplined, and it came in by nature with this,
Hmm.
that having a
Hmm.
this. So my mom had, we are three sisters, and she was very clear that all of should learn more, earn more, and drive.
Ah,
So
nice.
that three things just came down with me, and all three of us are been earning, learning, and driving. And that I remember first time when I drove, and it was like a freedom to me, that I can go anywhere I want. I don't have to ask somebody.
Depend, yeah.
I don't have to depend anywhere. And the best part of that is, actually we have a driver, and my husband Anil loves driving. But in my mind, I have a freedom. And because of that freedom, I was able to, I can say, save. Even our driver was got a heart attack. My dad and mom was not well sometime in middle of the night.
Hmm.
Instead of calling the ambulance, I was able to take them. And that freedom, it comes from the mindset. And that's the one thing I keep saying, you have to decide what is a mindset is all about. It's not that you don't have to ask somebody, but it's better if you want, you can buy whatever you want. So freedom is a mindset, and independence is the number. So
Very
financial
nice.
independence is, if I have my, for example, my daughter is in Singapore and having a master's, so I should know that if I am taking a master's, 1.5 crore, do I have or not?
Hmm.
So independence is a number which we are talking about. For my regular income, if I want a retirement planning, I should have 2 lakhs a month. Is it I have that much of corpus? So all financial goals, whatever money is required, do you have? That is a financial independence. Freedom is in your mind that yes, I have and I can do whatever I can.
So independence, and then you feel the freedom from having those numbers in
Yeah.
your bank account. So if you have to make financial freedom practical and measurable, um, how should women think about it? Is it income, expenses, assets, liabilities? Is there a framework which they could easily understand and implement right away?
Yeah, so let me put into the 4 quarters, and that's what I have been telling everybody. Let us say income. Income is like how our salary comes, or
Hmm.
if it is a business income. Sometimes we have a portfolio where interest or dividend comes, kind of it. Expense, we all knows, no doubt about it. We can spend anything, whatever
Yes.
we want. Then it comes the assets. So
Hmm.
assets for most of the women is, I have seen people always, and that's a very traditional, why people used to give jewelry, dowry or whatever to them, give them a comfort of a financial, because that time they were not earning. So it's
Correct.
a very big asset, and that's the history of it. It started with coming across. And then we will say liabilities is, you have to think like how many loans you have.
Hmm.
You have a personal loans or home loans, car loans, so loans. So these are the 4 aspects people have it. But for me, what I learned every time, and that's the best part of my dad also had taught me, whenever you earn, just make sure 25% you first invest,
Ah.
whatever it comes.
Hmm.
So that is the concept you should go about it. Make sure your loans are never go above 40 to 45%. Even if you are going combined income more than 45%, I can tell you, for the smallest decision of going on vacation for 2 days, you will have a stress. Can I afford or not?
Not.
That is the another point you have to do part of it. And make sure that you save for a long term. It's not that ki, okay, I so yesterday night somebody called me and says, Rachna, market is low, what I should do? So I said, no, you don't have to worry about it. Your goals are 7 years long.
Hmm.
So it's okay. So think long, it is fair enough. So these are the things you should always take care when you are thinking about long term assets, liability, and things.
Okay, very nice. By the way, if you're listening to us and you have a lot of questions, just keep putting it in the chat and sending it to us, because Rachna is going to answer any questions that you have. We would love to do that. And that's why we have our phones next to us so that we can figure out your questions. Rachna, I know women, like even me, right? If I have, say, 1 crore in the bank account, I feel, okay, I have saved, I've done my job, and I feel independent, freedom, all that from that 1 crore. But that's not really the right
Yes.
thing, right? The For us women, I think saving feels very safe and responsible. We've done our job, while even for me, while investing feels, like you said, very uncertain. Like if I had invested somewhere, I would have also called you and said, oh, yo, the market is down, what's happening, Trump, war, this, that. So that's what I think makes it jittery for us. So in 2026, why is saving only not enough? And what truly changes when we shift this mindset, right, from saving to building wealth? Because I feel for women, we have a huge mind block in that building wealth part. We are scared.
I fully agree with you, because more and more I meet women, and I'm trying to tell them that we have to come out from the fear.
Yes.
So let me tell you my own story. And I started working in 1994. Okay, and my dad first salary when I got, and my that time, if you noticed, all our parents was like a PPF, LIC,
Yes.
or they may have a FD, not more than that. And that time it was okay, because all those things were giving 12 to 14% returns. They didn't have a tax of 30% and all this stuff. Nobody is bothered about what is post tax and what is the inflation and all. So my dad told me very wonderful thing, which I feel the best thing, inheritance I got it. is you save 25% whatever in hand you get.
Hmm.
And today, after 32 years, I have never missed single month.
Wow.
And the best part is, of course, I must have invest more, but not less than 25%. So that is the one thing which I always felt it worked wonderful for me, because I know my friends, colleague, my bosses, they have earned much, much bigger number. And sometimes when I am managing the portfolio, is their portfolio is more than 1/10 of mine. So I sometimes I ask what you did.
Hmm.
So they said, no, Rachna, we have gone for the vacation, we have gone for the branded things,
Yeah,
I've gone
yeah.
for this, but I didn't save. So most of the time, they realize it that inflation number is not okay, because more than inflation, I can give you an example. Who must have sent or spent it more than 1 lakh for the phone? Now everybody and Apple and other phones are 1.5, 2 lakhs.
Yes.
So our lifestyle number has gone more higher than inflation,
Correct.
and that is the one of the reasons it's very, very important to think about how to take care of our inflation, because even if we retire, your inflation and lifestyle is not going to change,
Correct.
and that
It's
is
only
very,
going to
very
go up.
important.
Yeah. Okay. There's also an important segment of women who make financial decisions independently, right? They don't have the man or the father or anyone. For a single woman today, whether salaried, self employed, or building her own career, what should her financial foundation look like? And how would she think about emergency funds, insurance, investing? Is there a sequence for it? Because most times we don't know what to do when you're a single woman, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's very, very important, and that has been also increasing in number. So I always says there are three buckets, or you can say three pillars of right financial planning. One is a risk management. So
Okay.
we have to make sure that they should take care of a good health and the good term cover or a life cover.
Okay.
That's very, very important being part of it, and especially if they have dependent parents, so you have to take care of that part also. If they have kids, to make sure that kids education and others they can take care. Second is contingency fund, we call, so, or emergency fund as you say. So contingency fund is whatever you are spending on a monthly basis, at least 6 months of that. Let us say if you are spending around 2 lakhs, so at least 12 lakhs you should have it in FDs or in a debt fund where you can remove within 48 hours. Very important. Third thing is, always whenever you are investing, you invest with the goal linked. So I'll give you example, like a somebody wants to buy a, let us say, car,
Hmm.
and we says, okay, my car I wanted around 12 lakhs or 15 lakhs rupees, so I may get a loan around 10 lakhs. So for 5 lakhs you have to do down payment. So for down payment 5 lakhs, you will say, okay, I'm saving around, let us say, 10,000 rupees per month, so I will do it within 2.5 years, I'll get a 5 lakhs. So you know this investment I'm doing for car. So in case if you remove, you know my car will not come.
Hmm.
So most of the people don't link their money with their goals. So that's very easy for them to remove.
Hmm.
And that is one of the reasons everybody, whenever they're investing, please link with the goal. You will never miss the goal.
It's just like life. You have to have the end goal in mind and go. Another thing you said about 25% that we should save, this is just from my curiosity. Out of the 25% that we save, in what buckets do we put it? So some will be in the bank. The rest, how do you, is there some formula for that? How do we reinvest that 25% that we're saving? Besides, like I know I put it in the bank and I just do FDs and things. Is there anything else beyond
Yeah.
that?
So most of the time, whenever I say 25%, I always says you decide the goal.
Okay.
So if it is goal which is above 8 years, you can decide in a equities
Okay.
through mutual fund, direct mutual. I always say stocks if somebody is okay.
Hmm.
Not trading, long-term stocks, which we call PMS, or the stocks, which is good thing. If it is 3 to 5 years, we say to do hybrid, not much risk.
Okay.
And below 3 years you should go into debt funds where you cannot take the market, because market cycles are 8 years. So 4 years it is sometimes is up, 4 years is down, like a last 2.5 years, 2 years is down. So it should not impact your goals. So many times people have told me, ki Rachna, this real estate, no, I have kept for my kids education, and they were not able to send, and when they didn't sell it, their kids didn't go for an abroad. So it's a very difficult thing. So think about the imagination. When I started today morning, I just saw in a Google map that okay, how long it will take.
Hmm.
So you first put the destination and it will give you the route.
Absolutely.
The same thing works in the goals. So
Very
you would
nice.
first put the destination and by what year, what age, what amount I want, and then you go. So sometime you may not have a money. So sometime if it is a traffic, it doesn't say you are stupid. They'll say, okay, I will reroute you.
Correct.
So it will take 20 minutes more, but you will come back.
Correct.
The same thing the goals works.
Okay. And so while women focus intensely on their career growth, getting the next pay raise and everything, most times they postpone the asset growth. Okay. And so how can women build assets without feeling stressed, stretched, and overwhelmed?
See, most of the time when I speak with the women, and which is so true, me myself, I have two kids, one is 24
Mm.
and 18. So you get caught with the family, your parents,
Mm.
the kids, and you don't find that time, money, and energy to do it. So I keep saying the easiest way is to outsource. Like
Absolutely.
how we
Correct.
say, no, like I keep teasing my husband that our servant is more important than you.
Which is true sometimes.
Because they are helping us to
Yes.
grow
Correct.
and they have the biggest part of it, and
Yeah.
I actually always thanks the god and them that because of that we are doing what we can.
We both
So
are here because of that.
that
Yeah,
100%. And the same thing works for the even investment. So when you are not having that time, please outsource.
absolutely.
And that is the way we should live. So you take an advisor, you take a person who is a friend who can help you and guide you, which you trust, and that works wonderfully.
I also have two grown kids, and one of the first things I told them when they got the job is really think of getting a wealth manager or somebody who can
Good
manage your
manager.
money. Because if you start at 24, 25, imagine how your life would be. Instead of,
Compounding, yeah.
in today, most of us started at 40, 45, 50 doing this, right? If they start at 25, I think it's the best advice we can give, because maybe we don't have the time, maybe we are stressed, whether it's a boy or a girl. I think they should start early with somebody who's professional, somebody who knows what they're doing, and help them, right? So, and I
Yep.
think when they are 35, 40, they won't need you. They would have learned from the wealth manager and they can manage their own money. So I think it's a
You
great
have
idea. I
given $1
think,
million advice.
yeah.
You don't need me then.
Uh, so my son does investments for me. So
Okay.
he has learned the market and everything. So he is my
Advisor.
advisor and my financial guru type. So
That's nice.
so I wanted to talk about something which is very, very dear to all of us women. You can guess what it is. Gold.
Gold.
Gold, yeah. In India, especially, gold carries emotion more than anything. We saw that wedding recently, right? Of Rashmika and Vijay. All we saw was the gold jewelry. Everybody is only talking about what jewelry each of them wore. So it really carries so much emotion and tradition and a sense of security for women, especially. In today's financial landscape, given the price of gold, how should women think about gold? Is it still sentiment? Is it safety? Or is it a strategic decision they should make when they're buying gold?
It's a very good point. What I have understood last few years, like I was just teasing somebody now. Anybody comes for a portfolio review, no, the wife will say, "See, I was telling my husband to buy the gold. He didn't buy. See, he put it in equity. It is gone down. Now it is gold is so." And I said, yes, what she's telling is also true. But only thing is what time frame we are looking. So now you are looking at the gold is doing good for the last 2 years, 3 years. It is always good because gold is we can say it's a safe haven we call in a normal way. Whenever things are very volatile, the gold does very good. Now where a war or things are going, it's doing very good. But gold, equity, everyone have a different cycles. So like a equity have a 8-year cycle, gold have around 15-20 year cycle. So if you remember that, I think so 1980 to 2000 was the most bearish
Yes.
gold itself. So it's not that. So when you look at a long term, I think so when you're looking 20-30 years of gold, it will come around 10 to 9 10 to 12% maximum. I'm not sure. If I'm not wrong, it's a 8 to 10% for 20 years, but last 10 years it has been doing very, very good. But when I went for recent, as I say, to my relative wedding, and I called my daughter, I said, "See, I'm not a gold person, so I don't have, and I'm feeling scared that I didn't think so. I have spared enough for you." So she said, "No, I don't wear it. So why you are worried?" So I felt that's a very good. Now new generation, including me, I'm not a gold person. So I wear a lot of earring and hand ring, which I changed very recently. So I always says you should buy the gold which is making you to change and you enjoy that, not for the locker.
Ah,
Because
correct.
when you are having in a locker, it is emotional. Whatever said and done, all women have emotions with the our jewelry. We
Jewelry.
will not give away when we want it.
Yes,
It will be going to inheritance to the next to next
correct.
next level. So is it next level person is wearing or not? Is it it's able to take care of them? If for example my daughter wants to buy a house of 4 crore, do you think I will able to give the gold and
Hmm,
may not be?
correct.
Maybe in the
It's a
wedding
good
I can
point.
give it as a wedding gift. So most of the time, even now, making charge is around 15 to
Yes.
20%. Your GST is there, but we are not looking that. So if you are talking about gold to gold, without that it is 8 to 10%. But if you take a jewelry, it may not be that, because when you go back, it is only giving a gold price, not your making charge or a GST part of it. To give you overall view, I always says, as a fund management side or a portfolio, keep it 10% to as a hedge, because gold is always used as a hedge against the equity.
Okay.
So use as a digital gold. I do normally SIP on gold and silver. People do buy ETFs or
Okay.
things. That's a better way, because when our daughter, as I told, the first time when she have a first birthday, and I told Hriday, Anil, that can we buy something? He's saying, no, what you're buying, she may not like it when
Hmm.
she's old, so why don't you buy? So a lot of time, olden days, people used to buy coins and all
Yes.
physically, but now you have think of theft and all this stuff. So
Hmm.
the same people started doing digital gold. So it's a good way, even for your daughter, your kids, you want it for a marriage, do digital gold, because at the same way it grows. Do monthly SIPs if you want to get the averaging, and keep 10% as a portfolio.
Okay. I think it's a good idea you put in also to ask the children, right, if they want. Like I have two boys, so if I'm planning to give gold to my, say, my daughters-in-law, I should ask them if they really
You
want
want
it, or like you said, invest in digital gold versus buying them
then
something which
something.
again they're going to leave here or keep it in some cupboard and many times lose it. So it's better to do
Yes.
it online. Yeah. Um, so, while building wealth, we are talking about is very important, protecting it is also equally important, especially women think of that, right? And so, how should women view risk management holistically, and where do you think the gaps are today in today's world, today's scenario in risk management?
So I'll try to give the two stories here. So it's a very, I think, so very close friend of ours and neighbor. Husband was around, if I'm not wrong, around in 42,
Hmm.
43, and early morning around 10 o'clock we got a call that he's no more. So we went back and we said, what happened? He has gone for a biking, and truck, he met with an accident and he lost.
Okay.
So this is my personal view. Normally my parents, I always owe to parents and God always, that they said you don't go for the wedding but go for funeral. So I have
Yes, I agree.
99%, I never miss anybody's funeral if it is in Bangalore. So, and I do, after funeral I normally go after 10 and 15 days again back to them, because
Hmm.
that time they were not in a frame of mind, so how I can help them. So same thing I did with this person also, and I said, what happened? So she started saying, ki, see, I'm a homemaker and we have two kids around 12 and 10 years old. I don't know where my husband has invested, what have done it. So I said, okay, fine. You bring his laptop or something. We will try
Hmm.
to figure it out. Bank statement, NSDLs, and other things, what they have. And very surprised to me, he didn't have a life cover.
Oh,
And his home loan was 2 crores.
oh my God.
And then I'm looking, this portfolio is so less, which is in 20 25 lakhs. How to manage that? Then she said, Rachna, you can get, and that's sometimes you feel you have to help, but we don't know what to help.
Hmm.
And she says, you can find a solution. And I don't know how to find a solution. When I started, of course, keep writing people not to do. The best way I try to help them is to get their job, because they were not able to pay the EMIs otherwise. So one thing what I've realized with this is, most of the women, even they're working and not working, they're not even aware of if something goes wrong today, because none of us knows how long we are going to live.
Correct.
Is it my all the liabilities and kids education or the goals is taken care or not? That is the first point I wanted to say, everybody. Please go today and ask your husbands, ask any parents or whoever, if something goes wrong tomorrow, is it the family lifestyle continues or not? So now we have to see how to take, like a lot of people says, okay, you're earning 30 times, 40 times, and there is a lot of fundamentals. They said income based, expense based, or goal based. I normally believe in a goal based. So easiest way for a life cover to take is, if today I'm not there,
Hmm.
all my liabilities, if I have 2 crore of loan, means I should have a 2 crore of what you call life cover. If I have to take care of my 2 kids education, and an average, I think, let us say 25 lakhs for a graduation, so I should have a 50 lakhs that. If I want a master's, if in India, again I need 20-25 lakhs. So I should have that much of money. Regular income, I have to give it to my wife because she was not earning. So let us say, easiest way we call a 6% rule. So if you have a 1 crore, 6% you will get 50K from next month. This much money you should take care of a life cover. So that has to be taken care, that if I am there today or not there, or if I live to 90, that's also okay. My lifestyle should continue the same way. Very important part when we are doing our things that way.
Yeah. So I think this is something we all put off, right? This making a will, nominations, organizing your financial information much earlier than needed. Do you have like a formula for that? What some basic things that both the spouses should know beforehand? Like, like say passwords. Like
Yeah.
I do not even now, it's in an Excel sheet, but I was forced to think about all these things when my friend's husband passed away in a similar fashion, and they had organized everything so beautifully, and she didn't have a problem. But here I did not know anything. So we have created an Excel sheet with access, so that if something happens to either of us, the children also have access. So is there something like that that you can advise women to become more aware of?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll just share our my parents itself example, and I always tell, sometimes we do it for everybody, but why we didn't do it for us?
Hmm.
Actually, we have been doing for so many customers. So I lost my mom in 27 December 22, and she was having a breathing problem, and my dad is an Alzheimer patient. So we three daughters, we sisters, we stays very close by 2 kilometer circumference kind of it in my parents' place. So we were spending so much time with my dad, because even though he was short term memory, but it's like a muscle memory. He knows that my mom will give a food on time, everything. So it was difficult to cope up. We didn't realize to change the nominee of my dad's investment,
Oh, wow. Okay.
because we were just trying to take care of him. And are not a good luck, my dad, just exact 11 months he passed away. So it
Okay.
was so short time. And then we had the marathon learning, and that's what I wanted to tell everybody. It's not from I can say a wealth advisor or something. I'm talking as a daughter, how difficult it was. First is, my mom was very particular, I will not write a will, so she didn't have a will. My dad was an Alzheimer, so he cannot write the
Hmm.
will, it has to be in a sound mind. So what happened, we have to do the succession certificate. Succession certificate almost took, we got it only 7 days before. So you can think of 2.5 years it's almost took for a succession certificate. My dad name was R.S. Saxena. Somewhere it's written Risheshwar Sai
Hmm.
Saxena, Sahai Saxena Risheshwar. All the places, sequence and other things was wrong.
Oh my.
So you can't do. So that's another thing I've been telling everybody when I do retirement planning. Please, first thing is you make sure nominees are there. Second thing is your all the name and
Name.
the sequence is same in all the Aadhaar, PAN card, everywhere. Because most of the time, the sequence, even extra A, is creating an issue.
My gosh.
So what people should do, and when I go for a financial planning, I always tell, they said, no, my wife doesn't do. I said, it's okay if she doesn't do, but please come together. I wanted to do financial planning report with together. That's the one thing which I always try to enforce. So first thing is for a people is to try to understand that you have everything written, as you say, in an Excel or something where it is.
Hmm.
Somebody is aware of.
Hmm.
Write the will. It is much easier. It's not for your dying, but in case something happened, you still want a smooth transition to your next generation. Make
Absolutely.
sure your nominations are correct. That is the one thing which I always tell people, to keep it aside, to make sure that who is, because sometimes I have a few friends whose case is going on because the spouse has taken the term cover much earlier than the wedding time or marriage, and they didn't change the nomination.
Name. No. Okay.
So
Nice.
that's another thing we should know, how and who has been a part of it. So these four checklists, please make sure your will, you take care of a nomination, all the wealth wherever you have it and assets are being put it in our username password. Another story is what I have it is the person sometimes we say, oh, we have enough health cover. And in this situation
Hmm.
now, if one critical illness comes, by god, hopefully it doesn't come to anybody, but in case it comes, even 10 lakhs is nothing in front of that.
Nothing. I agree with you.
I have seen a person, my own friend and thing, within 1.5 year 2 crore of portfolio just wiped away. So sometimes we think that it is enough, but
Hmm.
it is not enough.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I tell people, that you may have a corporate health cover, you may have everything. Please take yourself. Nowadays is a minimum of 25 lakhs, a base cover,
Hmm.
not a top up.
Hmm.
A lot of people says, no, I have a top up. But you have to realize, I keep teasing people that nowadays a hospital is costlier than 5-star hotel actually.
Definitely. I mean, you
Because
book.
a single room
Yeah.
is costing 15,000,
Yes. Yes.
and you can get the any 5-star at 10,000 also.
And not only that's 15,000, but what about all the other
All the other
doctor's charges,
charges,
nursing
yeah.
charges, medicine charges? So
So
yeah.
recently my mom was in ICU, so I have been telling the precise number. So please take care, because we have to realize top up means if you are staying longer, they will be able to reimburse. But all the charges of ICU, your per day charges are on base.
Hmm.
So if I have a 10 lakhs and it's a 50%, so I will be able to get only 5,000 rupees a
Correct.
room, not a 15,000 room. So that is also very important to take care of the risk management.
That's a very important thing. I remember when my father got sick, he got cancer, and luckily he had good coverage and he had saved enough, and and we used to go to Apollo, and he used to see all the other patients, and he used to say,
Yeah,
I don't know how they afford it.
afford it.
We have money, we have saved, I have
Saved.
worked hard, I'm spending it here, but at least I have. How do they? Every scan was 20 to 25,000. It is very tough. And now, do they have special insurance for certain diseases itself, because cancer is on the rise,
Right,
so many
right.
Parkinson's and all that? I've heard.
So there are critical illness
Yes.
and the things are there, but I always says it is better to take first wholesome with a family floater which is bigger, and if possible critical illness is an add-on. It's
Okay.
good.
Okay. This was a very good answer, and brings back a lot of memories. But before we have a little bit of time, so Rachna, before we go to the next question, is there anything else, any other stories that come to mind that you feel like would impact the women or the people listening today about wealth management, or anything else you want to share?
So yeah, one more thing which keeps coming to me in I always say is a better way of saying it's a financial parenting more than that. So we do a value of money. So somebody asked me how you teach the kids. So I always says kids never listen to us. That's the
Hmm.
one fundamental I have learned.
Mhm.
They see what we do. Okay, so when they were 4 or 5 years old, they know how to read the numbers and do small additions. So I remember that time it was a food mart and all, which is close to our house. So I'll take kids and I'll ask them to make sure you buy anything of 20 rupees.
Hmm.
And because I knew that they can't buy two things, they have to either buy the chocolates or they have to buy the chips kind of it. But that made them a good thing of, first of all, how to read the price, how to do the decision. So they can't opt both. So that decision making came very early
Hmm.
when they were at age of 4 and 5.
Very
And the
nice.
same thing I do still. We normally go vacation to domestic or to international. So I've been doing, and this we have been doing for last maybe 20 years, 30 years. So every time I go, I tell them, let us say 5,000 or 10,000 in Indian rupees I'm giving. You convert into that currency and whatever you want, you can buy it.
Hmm.
So when they go there, so they know how to see the currency, what thing they can buy or not. And that made them to plan enough. That if they want to buy from their friends, for themselves,
Mhm.
for whatever. So this, what they see, that is becoming a bigger part of it. And third thing is, because being self is in a wealth management, my mom, I have seen, I still write an expense every day.
Hmm.
Same thing, I keep telling my son and my daughter also write the same thing. And that is becoming that, yes, how to see where you're spending and how you can make sure that you can reduce spending and invest first. That is because we have seen it comes. So I always feel the woman is the most powerful CFO of the house. They are the center of the house, everybody knows, and they have the most. If you tell who is going to buy the house, I think so she's a decision maker. I think so we do bigger decision than any math, but in our mind we think this is
It's
very
a, yeah,
complex, so
yeah.
let us not have it.
Hmm.
So I think so all of us should pat ourselves because we are doing amazingly job. The best wealth manager is your mother. You go and just call her, she will do the best, because I've seen they know. They, at least I remembered, we never got a new dresses every time. It's only birthday or festival.
Correct.
We have not gone everywhere. Our vacations are either the any weddings or our nani house or dadi's house or kind of it. So it was so structured. Even the money was less. They were very clear what is their wants and the needs.
Hmm.
The same thing, if we do that, it worked wonderfully. But off finance, let me tell everybody, as a woman, I tell we should pamper ourselves, because I've seen so many times people don't. We are so much. Even I've seen my mom. She will do everything for others, but she will not do for herself.
Absolutely.
And that's the one thing I do every weekend or anywhere in the part of the country I go. I don't shop anywhere other than buying for others, but I always experience the head massage every country I've gone. I have more than 50, I think so, this one visas, and I must have gone to all countries to do head massage. So I always says one thing I do for myself.
Wow.
So we should do that. So make yourself happy and
In-
freedom.
Indulge, especially
Please.
Women's Day is around the corner. So
Yeah,
there's-
please do and
if-
enjoy.
Yeah, if it's not a head massage, body massage,
Whatever
it
you
is,
love.
yeah,
So it's that's the same
and
thing.
guilt free.
Guilt free.
Yeah, that's more very important. We'll go for the head massage and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have spent, or I spent 2 hours there." So that's
Yeah.
another thing women do, right? They guilt trip themselves.
Correct.
So one of the questions I want to, like, you are of course very aware, and you brought up your children in a different way. But what impact does a mother's financial awareness and involvement in the financial decisions have on the children's confidence, especially daughters?
Yeah, so I think so we are blessed again. Our daughter is done the masters in wealth management, and she's working in a
Wow.
wealth management itself now. So it is reverse nowadays, because she teaches
giving
me.
you
Yeah,
advice.
so she teaches me that how things are happening in international market, how the people invest in US or Singapore kind of it. So that's a good thing. But I always imagine what is the power of women. So I feel you have to imagine the power of women is like a, all of us must have gone at home and set the curd, no?
Hmm.
So what we do normally, we'll take the milk lukewarm and take 1 spoon of a curd and we mix it,
Yes.
and after some time it's a set. So I feel we are so powerful like a 1 spoon of curd.
Wow, that's a beautiful
So if
metaphor.
you mix it with the society, with the family and a friend, you able to set them.
Wow.
So the same thing goes, what I have seen my grandmothers, my mother and myself, and the same thing is going to my daughters. So it is very powerful that we are able to think, like if for example for me, I forget it anybody, I spend very, sometime Anil will say why you are becoming conjuice. But I will always say that okay, if I am giving a gift or if I am doing spending, I will give 2,500 per person a gift. So even because in the Christmas we have around 100 gifts to give, so you set your own boundaries. Nobody else is asking you to boundary, because when you set your boundaries, you are always able to achieve the goals. I have never seen any woman who write in expenses, who set the boundary and go with the goals, is not able to do it. And that's what the woman or the kids, I think so my son also may be watching, but he also started doing the same thing because he has seen us. So daughters or the son, it works the same.
Yeah, I think our children learn by seeing what we
Yeah.
do, not by what we tell them.
Tell
So
them.
this is an important lesson. So we have had some questions that have come, so I'm going to ask you. First one is, how do you know what is enough? How do we calculate that? I don't know when I'm going to die. I don't know how much inflation will happen. So how to not be under a scarcity mindset? She's a 25-year-old woman who's asking this question. And scarcity mindset, rules all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I fully agree with this, that what is enough. So sometimes I will think, okay, 1 crore is enough. And sometimes one customer, he was having around 84 crore and he called me, Rachna, is it enough? And I was telling Anil, what is wrong? Somebody is calling. So that's another thing I have noticed it. People normally, they want a confirmation to be with third party, that is it okay or not. So I always feel if it is inflation or a lifestyle or something, we this is my thought. And a lot of time people always says, I don't know how you do, but I said no, this is thanks to my dad, I am able to discipline. Like I sleep every day by 9:30.
Hmm.
I don't go for evening parties. Even if I'm going for wedding or a party, I said I will move out and I'll sleep. Okay. So what I always try to say, the same thing, the discipline works in investing. So if I live today or if I live till 90, so normally we call a longevity. So it is mostly you should, that's also inheritance this is. So it's a natural death of your parents, grandparents. What is the oldest person die? So you should take a cash flow till there. So I always says you should have money to enjoy your lifestyle as on today. If I live or if I live till 90, that is the enough money, because we don't know how long we are going to live. So that is the one point. Inflation, we normally take 10 years rolling, which is 6%, but I can tell you the inflation is no number, because I think so lifestyle is becoming bigger now. Lot of time somebody says, why you don't go for the lot of women party? And I said, no, all the three things is not going along with me, because I don't know brands, and neither I am a person who's shopped quite a lot. So I am not going with that. So same thing, everybody have a different lifestyle, but continuing the same lifestyle, we should have that much number. So you can, it's not necessary at 25 you should do. Just start with the small, even 5,000, 10,000 investment. In the long term it will take care of it. Third is you define your own goals. Like if I ask my daughter, she will always say that I wanted to go and have a vacation across the globe, and that's the best part of it.
That's
So
what save for a holiday.
that's what you started with there saying that. So that's the best part, because experience itself is also investment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you cannot, I keep saying people, you don't have to invest so much that economy will not work by.
Yeah.
So you should do both the
Both.
thing part of it. Save for your future to make sure your lifestyle is taken care. To my definition of freedom is, I'm able to sustain my lifestyle if I'm dying today or now or 90 years, but able to sleep within 5 minutes, I lie down in the bed.
Okay.
That itself give me a freedom as a part.
So you're not staying up thinking about where tomorrow's
Yeah.
money is coming from. Fabulous. I think this is a very broad question, but since somebody has asked, I'm going to ask you, how do you do goal planning?
Goal planning is a very easier way. You can think of what is your, I normally ask, no, like what is the bucket list kind of it. So what is in your mind, the bucket list? When you are young, it's different. When you are little old, so when you are young, if you ask them, they may wanted to buy a different gadget, go for a different vacations, buy a car, or like recently I have started seeing my daughter and other, even including I went for a lot of concerts. And nowadays concerts also cost quite a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going out and attending the concerts kind of it.
Correct.
So which is coming a lakh or 2 lakhs. Suddenly, I think so week back somebody told me ki now that final match is there, and you know that the ticket is coming 1.5 lakhs and all. So a lot of time, you when you're young, you wanted to experience that. I have not done it, but everybody says no, going and seeing the match on the stadium, it's a different
feeling,
experience.
of course. Yeah.
So that itself is an also investment. So then you decide what is your experience you wanted to live for long, and you wanted to tell your friends and maybe your kids that experience. So that's the way you define goal. When you're in 30s, and most of the time when you get married, you settle, then you'll start saying, okay, I may want for a house, or I wanted to take care of my future. In case you have a kids, then your kids education, marriage, that is another things comes. Recently 45 and above, I think so all of us have seen our parents didn't have so much of money, so we all saved enough. But now, of course, travel, traffic and all the stuff is one part, and this is okay, I have enough. So I wanted the money to work for me, and let me not do corporate so tight 9 to 6. Let me work in my own terms, and the money will give it to me. So the retirement planning is another things which is coming. I'm very happy to tell you few things which is happening in last few years, and which made me happy, because so many customer came back to me. I wanted for a charity. goal planning. I wanted to to give back to society as a startups or something. Somebody came back to me that I wanted upskilling as a one of the part of it. So they have a dedicated part and a thing. Vacation is all ages.
Yes. No, but this I have also seen. There are a lot of even youngsters today, as soon as they start earning, they put 1%, 2% of their income towards charity
Yeah,
or some good work. And
very
isn't that
nice.
beautiful?
Very
So,
beautiful to
yeah,
give back.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And then also you spend guilt free. You're
yeah,
also giving back with what you
people.
earn. It's
Yeah.
a very good idea. Another question is, can I borrow money on credit and then invest the same?
So
That
this is
sounds, yeah.
so I'm doing a certified international wealth management course, and I think so. The three major question paper itself is on the leverage and the hedging. Okay, and
Okay.
I these two subjects is a very scary for me. I always think I'll fail in these subjects.
Oh my God.
Somehow I'll pass as a contest, but I always believe I am not a person who loves. Indirectly, they are saying that it is called you take in a mortgage like a home loan and then you invest part of it, kind
Yeah.
of it, or you take a loans. So I always say it's a very risky part. I'm not a person who take risk actually.
Okay.
Okay, so you're taking a leverage on this, but I have given only 2% whom I know because they were in Dubai and they said, Rachna, I'm getting a loan at 2%. So I said that's 100%. In any way you will get more than 2%. Our saving bank also will 2% ऊपर देगा. So those places I have told them to do it, but most of the time I am not a person who prefer a leveraging because I want to give you a counter example. One person took the debt and the bond in Chinese when he was in China, and you were surprised to know that debt funds has become zero.
Wow.
And he has to pay the full loan amount and all the bond has become zero.
My
So
gosh.
sometimes you don't know how the leverage will work. So it is easier not to do that part of it. But if it is like a Dubai kind of it, you're getting loan at 2%, you can do it.
No. Another question which I wanted to ask, right? As a family, what changes men can bring about to make their wives more involved in finances?
Yeah. So I always feel because even in my customer list, I will have 70% men, 30% women. So I always tell few things. One is even for women, I said, I'm okay if your spouse, your brother or father or a CA is taking care, but be aware. Most of the time, they're not even aware of. Second thing is, it's okay to have 1 hour joint call when their husband or somebody is doing that yearly review. Please sit with them. So please ask your wife to come and sit because they will know where you have invested. They may not understand what you have done it, but they will know, okay, you have this much of money and where you have done it across. Try to make sure teach. So this is the recent learning for me. I have got a client, she's a woman, and husband told so beautifully, and I said, you should come and tell everybody. Said, Rachna, I just want you to teach her how to be a financial literacy. And he's paying a so high fees. And I said, no, she can see anything. So he's telling, no, you whatever you can see in the reels and YouTube, it is just a theoretical, Rachna. Somebody needs a hand holding to understand what each means. And this is the first case I have taken in within 1 month to make the wife literacy on all product living.
Very nice. You should do it as a group class. I can see 10 women sitting around you learning. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we
going
can think
forward.
of. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Because, no, there are, even for me, I am terrible at it. And one of the reasons maybe I don't sit with my husband because I feel like dumb. Always I'm feeling very superior. I can do everything. But when it comes to this, I think, I don't understand anything, and he's going to explain. And what am I going to say? Yes, yes, yes. So maybe, you should hold like a
Happy
literacy
to do
class
that.
for
Yeah.
women. And I think that will empower us to
Yeah.
say, okay, I want to sit next to you. I want to understand. I want to ask questions.
Yeah.
Because if you're just sitting there and listening, you're not adding value. You feel something, right? Especially
Yeah.
as you grow older. I think it's very important. What a
We can
nice
try.
husband, yeah, that he did that. I'm very you should
Proud
tell
of it.
him,
Actually,
yeah,
I told him I'm very proud,
absolutely.
and you made me a different line item that what I can think of doing for other women.
Absolute. And another thing that you should also do is just have a session on wills, and because as much as we talk about it, we don't, when we get down to it, there's so much intricacy in it to write a will and the nominations, all those things. So that's another thing you can teach us.
Yeah, we
So
can do.
yeah.
Actually, as a Right Horizons, we do conduct will and other sessions quite a lot, because I am. So that's another thing I keep telling as a disclaimer, that I'm not a CA or not a lawyer, so I better connect to the person who's the right person.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I think it's around 12 now, but I still, there's one more question. What are the best investment options for my child's education? I have 12 years before he goes to university. Very good question. A lot of people, and he wants to go to Europe, of course. So any investment
So
ideas?
I can see that they have around 6 years by the time he's in a degree or the graduation. So most of the time, I always says it's a better to go for an equity, because equity will give you around 12 to 14%. We call XIRR, or year on year kind of returns, and that's a good thing. For all the mothers, I keep telling, this is what I have done from the day my both the kids has born. Most of the time my parents must have done RD kind of it. Now instead of that you do SIP.
Hmm.
But SIP you do it in a lock-in form, because what happened, when you have a flexibility to take money, you will say,
You will
okay, I'll take it
take it
and
and
I
put
will
it
invest
back.
later.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have done it in a child funds where it will come money only when they're 18. So those
Perfect.
are the good things where you will keep money. Even I started with 10,000 rupees per month, and then you started whenever you have money, and suddenly you felt okay, 1 or 2 crores. So this is the lesson I learned in 2015. Till that time, me and Anil has never gone alone for a vacation. That was the time we said, okay, I don't know, it was our 15th anniversary or whatever. So we have gone that time, and in the middle of the air, I'm telling Anil, if we both die, what will
Oh
happen?
God.
And that time I wrote the will after coming that time, and
Wow.
and but in that moment also I was so peaceful, because I knew that they both have independent portfolio so much. So even they have a, in the Christians they have a godparent concept.
Hmm.
Somebody will take care of them, but they cannot expect them to give 1 crore or 2 crores for their
Absolutely.
things,
Yeah.
because they are taking care of the
Yeah.
kids. So I was very clear that at least their portfolio will take care of their studies and the education. So
Beautiful.
that freedom was there in the middle of the year when I'm about to die in my mind.
You're about to reach. Thank God you didn't die
But
and
I
you're here
came
with
back
us.
and I wrote the will that day.
So nice. No, but I think that's a very
Mm.
important, and this question is also good. Somebody is thinking ahead already
Uh,
to invest, I think, and I'm sure the child is going to go to one of the best schools now that we have given ideas. There's a very nice question which probably we can end with, right? Where I think our time is up. It's a perfect question to end with. How do we pick a wealth manager? And how to entrust your money with someone? I mean, we have a great wealth manager here, so it's good to, are there some guidelines that you would offer?
so I always feel when you are going to the new, let us say, city or something,
Hmm.
how you pick the doctors.
Hmm.
Okay. So normally you will ask your neighbors
Hmm.
or the people whom you know there, ki who is a good doctor, you
Hmm.
will go. So I always says, wealth manager is also financial doctors.
Hmm.
Okay. So you will surprised to know 99% of our clients are only referred client.
Very nice.
So that's the one thing, because your one barrier is down because somebody has an experience and they are referring you.
And it's trust.
So the
Once,
trust goes next
yeah.
generation. But so many times, because of nowadays, I can say reels, influencer, I think the SEBI is trying to clear it. But most of the time, what is a better way is you can see their profile. So they have an experience. Like yesterday, somebody was telling that he is 19 years old and he is a coach for a career. So he is not, he made his career but telling about
Telling
others.
others.
So that's another thing I keep telling my team, that I can say that I have done SIP for 30 years.
Hmm.
I don't think so many can say, because they've never invested for 30 years.
Correct.
So power of compounding is not in Excel, it is in my portfolio. So
Absolutely.
sometimes when you choose a advisor or a doctor, you see the people's credentials, that okay, that person have experience of market up and low. They have academic wise also, they are being educated to take care and are giving good advice. Otherwise, referral is the best way.
Okay. And I think there's nothing like lived experience, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's your reputation, your recall of who you are. So, well, we have a great wealth manager here, and you all can reach out to Right Horizons or to Rachna. We'll call her Dr. Rachna for today. She's our wealth doctor for today. So reach out to them on LinkedIn if there's anything. And I think as you do workshops, please put it up so that people like us who are not very literate will come and join you and also become like you.
Yes, thank you, and it was pleasure meeting you and
Yes.
knowing everything. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you so much for
Yeah.
adding so much value on Women's Day. Not the regular, something different. So, women, all of you, men and women listening, improve your financial health, wealth, and next year when we see you, you should be in that 50% bracket. So,
100%. I
yes,
agree with you.
we will do this
This
again
too
next
good.
year.
So
Okay.
we'll have a target for both of us.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. See you soon.
See you soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
And happy Women's Day again.
Yes, absolutely.